Anyway,
So, NJ, tell us about this junior crime junkie.
I was trying to find a segue. I just couldn't.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. It'll be a hard segue.
Succeeding from state into kidnapping. I don't know. Maybe the citizens of Oregon will think that their people were getting kidnapped by Idaho. But there's an 11-year-old girl over the weekend. Actually, it was last Tuesday. Her name's Alyssa Bonow, and she loves SVU. She's a little crime junkie in the making. And somebody tried to kidnap her, this man, and she did what any crime junkie would do. She knew from these shows that she had to leave some type of trace to link him to her. She ended up getting away thanks to tactics that she learned in these shows, and she even implanted something on the suspect that identified him when they actually found him, and it was blue slime. It was like blue glittery slime. She was playing with it at the bus stop. He tried to attack her. She got away from him. She left him with some blue slime. So when they found him, he still had the slime on him, which kind of like linked him. Oh my god, this happened in the town. He said, "Oh, it happened in Pensacola." I didn't know that.
Shit!
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that happened, and it ended up with the arrest of a man who has apparently had previous offenses of against children. But yes, like Landon, I'm a big Law and Order fan too. I'm a huge crime junkie, and JBot in the chat definitely knows this about me because we are crime junkies together. So I just thought it was like so smart of her to think that quick on her feet. Like if it was me, almost 30 years old, I don't know if I would think that fast.
No. I totally relate to Ice Cube in that show. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Where you gotta ask a question.
Oh no! Crazy froze again.
Is it Escambia County, which is in Pensacola? That's crazy. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting, especially because she had the foresight to try to find some way to link this person with her. I'm not late. You're late. No, Scary, you're right on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Law and Order is great. I kind of wish. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I used to watch a shit ton of Law and Order, and I don't think I could have been that quick on my feet.
He's back.
Oh, I said Jinx. Y'all both can't talk. Y'all.
No, what are you talking about?
Me and Puzzled. Y'all said go ahead at the exact.
But yeah, I just think that was really great of her to think of something like that. Like in all these like court cases that I listen to or that I follow, there have been a lot of, well, I wish we had more evidence, or I wish there was DNA evidence to to convict this person. But what happens in the case where DNA evidence maybe wasn't tested because that wasn't a technology that we had, and those people are put on death row? So why do I know it was a little laggy. I think it should be fine now. Scary.
We're talking shit about big tech, so now they're striking back.
No, they're not allowed.
Daddy Bezos is mad at us.
Damn it, Daddy Bezos! Let us stream.
Everybody's already mad at Elon. Let's just add Jeff to the list.
I mean, Blue Origin isn't going to go anywhere.
Wait, the IT guy's Peach. Is it back, guys? It looks fine on my side.
Good,
Yeah, it looks good on my side.
I am not seeing any issues. Oh wait, no. Yeah. Fucking. Sorry guys, Streamlabs had a hiccup there and it disconnected. It's attempting to reconnect. I think it's up now. Huh?
Oh, it's frozen again. It's good now. Darn.
Okay, cool. That wasn't a me problem. That was a Streamlabs or Twitch problem. Could have been. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, what were we talking about? NJ? DNA?
I think we lost Crazy again. But yeah, like, what happens in the case that, somebody doesn't have enough DNA evidence, or that technology wasn't there. So, around like 4% of hello, Itoli. Around 4% of like defendants that are wrongfully convicted in the last 44 years, 167 people have been exonerated from death row. So I just wanted to give you that statistic now. Back in 2017, a man by the name of Ledell Lee, he was executed for the murder in 1993 of a Diana Reese. So basically, he was convicted of this crime, and throughout the entire process, he maintained his innocence, saying, I'm an innocent man, I didn't do this job, and there was no physical evidence linking Ledell Lee to the crime scene. Well, now, 4 years after he's been executed, Ledell Lee, in conjunction with the Innocence Project and the ACLU, they are trying to get new DNA tested. And when they did, they actually uncovered that, sorry, I was distracted by Crazy Lean.
Yeah.
Come back. So when they did, they actually found another man's DNA evidence on the murder weapon that had never been tested. Never been tested.
What?
Yeah, never been tested. The murder weapon, never been tested for DNA. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no physical evidence directly links him to the murder. And now they are they added this person's DNA profile to this database. So in case anything happens, they could, try to find a match on who this person is, because it's a mystery man. They have not yet run it through the state searches, so there could be a hit there. But when they do it on the federal, they've added it to the federal level. So not all these systems talk to each other, though, and that's the problem. Some of these cases, they happen in one state and they could happen in another state, but they never get connected because they don't use the same systems. Welcome back, Crazy. We missed you.
I reset my network router, or my network drivers, so we should be all right now.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm getting a stable, good connection now.
I know he froze again.
And I agree, Dom. No, come back. I agree, Dom. I think you should take death row seriously in every state. Like, I'm from Texas. I believe in the death row. Like, I think that there's crimes that you cannot rehabilitate from. However, 167 innocent people were exonerated in the last 44 years alone from death row. Like, that to me is like, without a conceivable doubt, that's how you should be convicted. And to not even DNA test a murder weapon, even in the 90s, gosh, I can go on a whole tangent about junk science. They use these tactics to say, oh yeah, we found a hair, like a strand of hair, and it looks like it matches this guy's. Like, that's junk science. There's no way that this would hold up in court today. So now this man who was in prison for 24 years was executed, maintained his innocence, is literally his last words, that he maintained his innocence. And it's possible that the killer is still out there. So why do these things happen? And what can we do to stop it? In addition to all this other stuff, this happened in Arkansas. Arkansas is also being accused of moving up some execution dates, because around the time that Ledell was executed, 3 other inmates were also executed. And they moved these up, and they denied the appeal or the stay on his execution because the expiration date for these injections was about to expire.
So, I mean,
Not okay.
that is kind of messed up. But at the same time, a lot of people sit on death row for like 20 years. So if I'm like, I've been on death row 15 years and they're moving up my execution date because some stuff's going bad, I don't. That's not terrible. But if it's like, no, this person's been here for 6 months, we got to get rid of him. Okay, no, hold on. We got to go through some appeals, and we got to do some processes first.
I see
Yeah.
that, but also I see the point of like new evidence and new technology comes every day, right? Every year. So like, while I do think that row is there for a reason, right? Like I agree with it to an extent. I do also understand why they wait so long on death row in case they do come across new evidence or new technology or scientific ways
Yeah.
to say it, you know?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I mean, like there should be like a minimum, I guess. Like if you've been on death row 10 plus years, then if your date gets moved up, I don't think that's an issue. Now, if you've been on death row for less than a year, that's a whoa, let's hold on. This guy has not got their due process, right?
Right.
Like they haven't got their appeals. So let's not do it right away.
Yeah, pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
The other thing to tangle with is sorry, Puzzle. The other thing to tangle with is that he had requested appeals and the judge denied it. He denied it multiple times, and he said, "Well, you know, we are consistently denied these claims because they're frivolous. Like at the time of at the time of conviction, this was without a doubt like the best that we had in science. But not allowing this new evidence that shows DNA, like that is a whole other different circumstance, in my opinion." And that could happen in 5 years or 15 years. Sorry, puzzled.
Yeah. Puzzle, what were you saying?
I'm so passionate.
It's just really frustrating because what probably happened in this court case is they just wanted to convict somebody. They just needed to say, "Oh yeah, we caught the guy,"
Yes,
and so that's why they didn't, DNA test the murder weapon. That's why they never did. It's because they're like, "Oh, we got the guy. We're good. No, nobody has to worry now." And it's just so frustrating because they go through these things without full due process, without 100% yes, this is the person that did it. And that's my only problem with death row because I'm for it. You did bad thing, you go to a bad place. But you have to be 100% sure. Not even like trial by jury.
Yeah.
Because those can be rigged. Not rigged, but
The media could sway people.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh.
Right,
no.
Oh no, he froze again.
So something else I will let you guys know. So this came on the heels of OJ.
I'm back.
This came on the heels of OJ's acquittal. So Ledell Lee is a black man and Diana Reese was a white woman. And a lot of people speculate that this had a lot to do with it. Now, I don't know. I haven't read that much into that particular, theory. But, I mean, when you're talking about, like, oh, well, this needs to be done, and he didn't have an alibi, and he was around this place, and it seems like a good fit, maybe. I don't know. I have to do a little bit more research there, but I thought that was an interesting thing to also bring up since you mentioned that.
The OJ murder trial was always like a question mark in my head until he came out with a book, If I Did It.
I did it. Oh
Right?
my god. Oh, If I Did It. This terrible book title.
But on that too, like I've always viewed death row as like your 100, like the guy that the Dark Knight killer, right? The guy that tried to do a mass shooting in a Dark Knight, and he killed like 3 people.
Oh, in Colombia.
Yeah, that guy, death row, right? This guy who it's questionable, minimum of life in prison, right? Like we can work off of that, but death row should only be for certain. Yes, like we know this like we caught the guy gun in hand shooting people. That should be the only instance for death row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to laugh right now because all I can think about is the Goofy murder trial, and it's really inappropriate.
I'll do it again.
Murder.
But yeah, like you were saying about juries, though, like we just saw from a high-profile recent jury that made a huge conviction, but it did come out that they were swayed by the events that were going on around them and public opinion at the moment. So, can you say that was a fair trial?
The Derek Chauvin case?
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, well, that one for sure. But also the Casey Anthony case, there's been a juror that came out, said that she wished she could take her she would, stand her ground. The Scott Peterson trial is another one that, shows you that the media does such a great job at convicting Nancy Grace.
Well,
and
it's like the Bernie trial. There was a murder in East Texas, and it was an older woman. The gentleman who helped her, if any of y'all want to watch the movie, it's called Bernie.
It's Jack Black.
My hometown. And the guy was so nice, and in just a fit of insanity, he snapped because she was an old, bitter woman. So he snapped. But they asked the residents in the town, would you give Bernie a fair trial? And they said, no, we'd let him off. She deserved it. And so they had
they knew the
him down to
woman.
Beaumont, Texas, in order for him to get a fair trial.
Wow.
It's actually a great movie. It's not a funny. It's a Jack Black movie, but it's a great he does a good performance in it.
Oh, you
They
weren't
actually
kidding.
interview people that were around during that time. They went to the town. They interviewed the real residents. And it was Jack Black and Matthew McConaughey.
And that's what they say. Like, she made everybody's life miserable. Like, they don't know how he put up with it as long as he did. And then when he killed her and spent all her money, he built the new church and he built a new wing to the school. Like, he spent the money on the community.
Mm-hmm.
Still a murderer, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he killed her and put her in the freezer.
But maybe somebody not. No, just kidding. But yeah,
Jesus.
so we're in court this episode. In case you guys didn't realize, we're talking about all these different court cases. But yeah, so that's interesting. I'll be keeping an eye on this Ledell Lake case and updating you guys as more things come up. I have a Google alert.